This is the Yosuda Ellipse, and it is no super lightweight machine. This is about 14 pounds of machine. So there are some considerations you're going to want to think about when you are thinking about purchasing the Yosuda. Now, first, I just want to tell you that we tested this with 3 different generations, myself in my 40s, my aunt who's in her 60s, and my grandmother in her 90s. And there are things you're going to want to need to know depending on the purpose that you have planned for this and the person that you have planned for this. But first, just a quick thank you to the seller for gifting me this in exchange for my honest review. So the first thing you need to do is plug in your power cord. Once you've done that, there is a little switch here to turn the machine on. That is going to activate your display and your remote. Now, when you first get your remote, on the very back, there's going to be a little plastic tab here that is in the battery compartment. You're going to need to pull that tab. That's going to activate the remote so that you're able to use it. Now, you do have to use this remote pointing at the machine close to it for it to be able to work, or you can just press the machine itself. Now, while this machine is pretty simple for me to lift, as it is 14 pounds, it is a little bit bulky. So for people that are a bit older, this is really going to be a challenge. Now, as an example, I had my aunt and my grandmother tried out. My grandmother, who's in her 90s, she would not be able to move this at all. You can see her in the background here. It really was not a good fit. Now, my aunt here, who is pedaling in these images, she is able to lift it. So she's in her 60s and she's okay. So it really is going to depend on the person and what their strength is. But if you have an older person that's going to use it, they need to be able to move it from different places or get it out of the way so they could at least stand up. So that is something to consider. Another thing you should know is that you cannot stand up while using this machine. This is made for being used in a seating position only. So I'll show you a little bit about how it works. But first, you can see it right now. I just went from the lowest setting and I'm going up to about the mid-level setting at a setting of 5. Now, this is working on its own right now, but you do have the option to add resistance while it also works, but also doing it on manual mode. There's no question that manual mode is really where you're going to get the best workout. I can feel it in my thighs, my glutes, my legs. I really feel like it is a great workout on manual, and I even feel it in my core when I'm sitting upright in a chair. Now we'll take a closer look at the display panel. The first thing you're going to want to do is set the time. You need to do that before you even begin pressing on for the machine. So I set it for 10 minutes, and it's going to start at the lowest speed. To change the speed, you're going to hit the speed button until it goes through the different options and hits speed. Then you'll be able to use the arrows, the up and down arrows, to choose the correct speed that you want. Again, you have up to 10 settings for this. To change the direction in the reverse, you're going to hit the mode button until it goes in the reverse option. And resistance is a little tricky. First, you press the pause button, then mode to resistance, then the play button again, and then you can adjust the arrows to the right resistance that you want. When you press that play button again, it's going to automatically go with the resistance. To do it in manual mode, once you're stopped, you're going to hit the mode again to resistance, then you will press the play, change the resistance, but this time you're just going to keep pedaling. You can take a look closer to see what your counts are. You can see my counts are going up for this one, but this is a little bit different than when you do it on the automatic. The remote is a little bit different than the display panel. You have a direction button, but you don't have a mode button like you do on the display panel. There is a display, you still have the play, you still have the speed and the resistance, you can check the time. Those are all still available on this. So whether you're using this for bringing extra circulation to your legs or your feet, or you just want a really great workout underneath your desk while you're at work, I would highly recommend checking it out.